BBC Radio Berkshire, what a tune. Happy Mondays and step on. Now, there are loads of things we would normally be doing this summer, but they've been cancelled for obvious reasons. But the future is starting to look a bit brighter. If you caught it earlier, I was talking to comedian Dane Baptiste, and he told me how he's going to be on at the Henley Festival drive-in. You know, the big comedy drive-in that they're having. So this is happening up and down the country. Very exciting. And also, we're going back into the cinema soon because loads of big films are getting the green light to resume production. So for a quick rundown now of films that are getting the cameras rolling again, I'm joined by Van Connor. Hello, Van.
Hello, Michelle.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all good. I'm excited that we're getting back into the world of movies again. It gives me something to do, if I'm honest.
You've been twiddling your thumbs, Van. Now, Van, you are our lovely film critic. Now, first of all, I want to start because this is one of my favourite films, right? I want to start with The Return of This.
You Jake Sully? I'd like to talk to you about a fresh start on a new world. You'd be making a difference.
I became a Marine for the hardship. I told myself I can pass any test a man can pass. All I ever wanted was a single thing worth fighting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not in Kansas anymore. You are on Pandora.
Oh, Van, I'm so excited. Avatar 2. Tell me all about this.
Well, not even just Avatar 2. I'm glad you said you're a fan of this because It looks like you're absolutely going to get your fill for this. You're not just getting Avatar 2, you're getting Avatar 3, you're getting Avatar 4, and you're getting Avatar 5 as well.
What? What, all in one film?
Well, this is the thing. They're building these movies all at the same time. This is the reason we haven't heard a peep out of the production of this stuff for a long, long time, because they've been gearing up to do all of these as much as they can together. Now, recently, the actor David Thewlis, who I think most people know as Professor Lupin from the Harry Potter series at this stage, he has joined the cast, and they asked him in an interview for a recent film he did called Guest of Honor, which was a tremendous drama, I have to say. But they asked him about his involvement with Avatar, and his response was, well, I asked him about Avatar 2. He said, oh, actually, I can't say anything about Avatar 2 because I've not filmed anything on that. I think I'm in one scene, but I'm mostly in Avatar 3, and I'm in a bit of Avatar 4. He's one of a number of these cast members. There's a huge cast on this. We've got the likes of Michelle Yeoh, Vin Diesel, Cliff Curtis, Edie Falco from The Sopranos is joining.
No.
It's going to be a really big cast. And I say, we've got the returning cast members as well, some of whom are dead, incidentally. I have no idea how like Sigourney Weaver and Stephen Lang are coming back, but they're coming back as well. And of course, you've got Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, cast members like that. They're back. And it's just going to be the biggest thing, but we don't know anything really about the film. We have a rumour title, which I think is The Way of Water, because James Cameron couldn't really open a mailbox anymore without making it about the ocean somehow. He's been that way since Titanic, 23, 24 years ago. This is going to involve the oceans of Pandora. That's all we know. He's taking Avatar underwater.
I'm in no way exaggerating. When I saw this film, first of all, Van, when I saw it, right, it had quite a profound effect on me. And I remember all my mates taking the mick, really, actually, because when we came out, honestly, I dreamt about it for a couple of days afterwards. And I said, I just thought the idea of it, the idea of sort of becoming an avatar, and then the idea of the big tree and all the life in the tree and everything, like the big circle of life. I thought it was amazing. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going back. I'm going back. I want to be blue. I want a big tail. I want it to be all over again. I so wanted to be in this film, Van. So I'm thrilled.
Well, you'll be able to have another experience of the Avatar kind altogether when you go to Disney World next. I think they have the Avatar World set up in Disneyland now. So when that reopens, you can go there as well. You can experience Pandora for real whilst you wait for not one, not two, not even three, but 4 Avatar sequels, which is an ungodly number of sequels to produce, even by James Cameron standards.
Well, talking of Disney, we've got the live action reboot of this.
This I haven't seen in years. This is wonderful.
The child is in love with a prince.
Have you lost your senses completely? He's a human. You're a mermaid.
Teenagers, you give them an inch, they swim all over you.
The Little Mermaid, it's back.
My younger sister is going to be very, very happy because she tortured me for many years growing up with the original animated Disney Little Mermaid. And of course, with all of the Disney films getting the live action treatment, all of the classic Disney animated features getting rendered for, live action form with computer animation, bringing the wackier designs to life, it makes sense to go after, especially after you've done Beauty and the Beast and you've done Aladdin, you've gone into the 90s and you've done so many of those classics like The Lion King most recently. It makes sense that sooner or later we had to get to The Little Mermaid. And of course, with The Little Mermaid, it's the one out of all of these in which this is the great pub discussion that everyone has, which is how do you cast a live action Little Mermaid? And do you know what? Actually, not a bad job on this one, I have to say.
Really?
The big role that everyone always talks about is Ursula. I mean, who would you cast as Ursula, in your opinion, Michelle?
Oh, come on now. Oh,
So many choices.
I don't even know. I can't. There's so many people that could do it, I reckon.
Well, my pick actually got chosen for the stage musical version they did on TV recently, which was Rebel Wilson. Now, for the movie, they've gone with Melissa McCarthy, which I'm very happy with. Melissa McCarthy will do a tremendous job.
Yeah.
Of course, you've got Halle Bailey, not to be confused with Halle Berry, very different actress. Young African American actress has been cast as Ariel. You're going to have Javier Bardem, who's I think most people really in the mainstream know as the villain from Skyfall. He's going to be King Triton. I would have gone Liam Neeson personally, just gone all out with it. But yeah, I know. This is the thing, like the cast. There's so many great choices for this cast. My favourite, though, of all of these is we're going to have Jacob Tremblay from the movie Room and Good Boys. Because the little boy from Room, he's going to be Flounder in this version. And Daveed Diggs from Hamilton, and he's currently starring in the Snowpiercer series on Netflix. He's going to be voicing the new version of Sebastian. Of course, that for me, that's the big money role for this film.
Yeah. Oh, this is great news. And I mean, for me, Under the Sea, that is the best song in a Disney film. Honestly, Down Where It's Wetter, it's so much better. Come on. Yeah, that is the best song in a film ever. And finally, to wrap up, we're finally getting another installment of this 90s classic.
We have our first genetically modified hybrid.
You just went and made a new dinosaur?
Probably not a good idea. Almost 40 feet high. Really think she climbed out?
Depends.
On what?
What kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab.
So they've been showing this in lockdown, and I watched the first one again the other day. Still a cracking film. Still really tense, really, really brilliant, and a great story. I loved it. Jurassic Park.
I am a very big fan of the new trilogy that we're that this is going to be the concluding part of, which is the Jurassic World, which is the second trilogy of this.
Yeah.
We're told that this is not going to be the last one. This is going to be the last one of the Jurassic World trilogy, but this will start something else. Now, at the end of the last film, which is been on, you point out, it's been on TV. It's now on Netflix as well, which is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. The dinosaurs, of course, they're out in the world. We are literally now living in Jurassic World. So what are you going to do with the next movie? You make it an all-star affair and you bring back all of the main characters. So this time you've not only got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, you've got Sam Neill coming back from the first one as Alan Grant. You've got Laura Dern coming back as Ellie Sattler, who I don't think we've seen since the third one. And although he was in the last one, he didn't have much of a role. We're getting Jeff Goldblum back as Ian Malcolm. We're even getting lower-run characters from the first Jurassic World movie as well. So Omar Sy is coming back as Chris Pratt's fellow raptor wrangler. We're getting Jake Johnston from New Girl. He's coming back as the sort of cynical technician. It's just going to be. I think this is going to be a really good ride. I'm looking forward to seeing. There was a short recently about a camping trip being besieged by raptors, by dinosaurs, not raptors, sorry, but just general dinosaurs in a sort of San Francisco wildlife park. And it was really something. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do now with a feature film that involves the dinosaurs just being out in the real world. But the interesting thing about this as well is going to be this film is being taken very, very seriously as regards the sort of health and safety of it. Universal sunk $5 million into health and safety and security at Pinewood. Wow. They've shipped in specialized medical facilities, things like that. There's going to be constant temperature checks, medical health controls. Cast and crew are being quarantined for 2 weeks on the way in. They're going to be checked constantly, social distancing observed at all times. It's interesting thing that for a film that is all about, humanity trying to control nature, that is literally what's going on at Pinewood with the making of Jurassic World Dominion.
Van, what is your knowledge of, you sort of just spoke briefly there, what's your knowledge of social distancing on a film set? Because when I saw that the green light has been given, I thought, how are you filming it with social, even if it's a metre, it's still a metre. How are they doing that?
The long and short is that no one seems to have a set answer. There is a document out there that has been disseminated, giving potential guidelines for it. But different people seem to come up with different ways of doing it. I was reading an article the other day that in the US, TV soap operas are going to resume filming, but use dolls for love scenes, which sounds like the most bizarrely hilarious thing I've ever heard. Recently, Simon Pegg has done an interview regarding the resuming of filming on Mission Impossible 7, which of course was filming heavily in Europe. Mission Impossible 7 and 8 are being filmed more or less back to back, but production had to shut down on that. And Simon Pegg has said that we're going to resume that with the outdoor stuff because that's going to be fairly easy in terms of the social distancing and things like that. That's going to make our lives a lot easier. Especially, this is mainly a European problem. In the case of Avatar, for instance, which is filming largely in Australia and New Zealand, they have very little in the way of an issue with the coronavirus now. It's more or less gone. Tom Hanks is doing the Elvis biopic down there with Baz Luhrmann as well, in which he's playing Colonel Tom Parker. And one of the great things about filming in that part of the world is that they have no real issue to speak of to have to concern themselves with. But as far as it goes in Europe, it was pretty much waiting on the green light to film the more intimate stuff. For the time being, at least they can be cracking on with, the stunt work, the outdoor action sequences, things like that, where people can keep a readier distance.
Brilliant. So fascinating. Thank you, Van. I've loved that chat. Thank you so much.